Well, I promised that I'd make an animal rights video, because this will be an animal rights channel, and today I've decided that I've built up the courage to make an anti-dairy video, and with me today are the girls. Hello, girls! There's Missy, and there's Helen. And they like to play together, and sometimes they play a little rough, but don't worry, they're not getting hurt. I read about rat behavior. Only when I need to separate them if there's like squeaking or, if it gets too rough, and I'll separate them. And also, their food bowl is empty. Hang on now. Well, with Missy it's different because Missy hides her food. Missy likes to bury her food, but I'm gonna be filling up Helen's food dish. Let me grab my rat food. Oh no, it's caught in the chair. Hang on. Unprofessional video. This is Oxbow rat food. It's what the pet store recommended. Unfortunately, I got this horrible thing I have to admit, it's not vegan. It contains fish oil. And I haven't been able to find any rat food that's vegan so far. And I can't feed them corn. That's another thing. I can't feed them rat food with corn in it because they can't actually eat corn. So why they make rat food with corn, I have no idea. I have to put the iPad down for a moment. You have a view of them while they're in their little igloo. Let me open this up. So I'm ready for the hate comments telling me that the rat food's not vegan. They don't need fish oil, they just put it in there as a fucking filler. I assume there's some nutrients in it, but we can get those nutrients from plants. I don't buy them store-bought rat treats, so I feed them berries and whatnot and other fruits. So today we're going to be talking about the dairy industry, specifically the Canadian dairy industry. Now, recently I've noticed a whole slew of... Hey, Missy. Come on. Give me a snuggle. Yeah. Hey, Helen. Recently I've noticed a whole slew of dairy adverts popping up, especially online, but also on TV. And this is dangerous propaganda. They're still trying to make people believe in strong bones and calcium when we know that's bullshit. And this is because the dairy industry, it's a dying industry, which is interesting that the dairy industry, we're seeing now it's going to be the first of the animal agriculture industries to die, which is strange. Because originally I thought the first to die would probably be eggs. But no, it turns out dairy is going to be the first to die. And, which is great. I mean, but the problem is, they're heavily subsidized in Canada. Like, even more so than in the US. Like, in Canada, we heavily subsidize animal agriculture. Because it's part of our stupid heritage. Heritage that I don't agree with. Where some of our heritage I do agree with, this is heritage I don't. So, the heritage, when it comes to heritage-wise, we're not allowed to sing Maple Leaf Forever on the streets, but you better believe that we're going to get dairy shoved in our fucking faces, because a bunch of fucking francophones settled here and they brought cheese with them 400 years ago. So, because of this, hey, it's okay. And here's the thing, I had a fucking cheese addiction. A horrible cheese addiction. Before I went vegan, I ate over 3 pounds of cheese some weeks. And it wasn't cheap cheese either. No, that's just counting the fine cheese I was buying. I was buying Oka cheese. Oka cheese is a French-Canadian cheese from Quebec. It just comes over the provincial border from Quebec. It's a fine French-Canadian cheese that was originally made by monks in Quebec. And it's very fine, also expensive. Like most fine cheeses are. It's like $7 or $8 a wheel for a little tiny wheel. And, oh, come on. It's okay. And I was addicted to this stuff. And that was just on top of all the other cheese I was eating. Like always extra cheese Canadian bacon pizza at the end of the week. No, you gotta stay in there. Stay in with your sister. Come on. Stay with your sister. In. Oh, kisses. So I had a horrible fucking cheese addiction. It was sickening. And, oh god. So, I would eat over 3 pounds of cheese a week. And here's the thing. The cheese is the addiction factor. But I kicked it. I kicked it like in less than 48 hours. I was 100% vegan in less than 48 hours. Because I found out what the animals are going through. Kicking eggs was easy, because eggs, I never liked those to begin with. So kicking eggs was the easy part. But it was the dairy. The dairy was the hardest part. The meat wasn't that hard. Now meat just disgusts me. Like I see meat, I'm like, that's just fucking chopped up corpse of an innocent animal that you murdered. That's disgusting. That's flesh. That's fucking sickening. Like, it's even more sickening than dairy to me, or even eggs. And those are fucking secretions, for God's sake. But the dairy industry in Canada is so fucking powerful and ingrained in our culture and traditions. It is sickening. You think Wisconsin is bad? Canada is one big Wisconsin when it comes to dairy, especially Eastern Canada, specifically where I am. It's Ontario and Quebec specifically. It's sickening. It's sickening. And everywhere you go, you see billboards, you see commercials, you see milk trucks, you see all say support Canadian dairy farmers, 100% Canadian milk. This nationalist patriotic milk bullshit is getting out of hand. And I hate patriotism. I hate it so much because it leads to nationalism, and I just hate it so goddamn much. But the kind of sickening advertisements you see, they're saying it's for strong bones. They still carry this myth, and here's the thing: the Canadian Food Guide has finally said you don't need milk products, you don't need animal products. You can still eat them, but you don't necessarily need them like you need. They're not as essential as vegetables. It's still bullshit because they should be saying get rid of them entirely, or they're not, or they're bad for you. No, what they're saying is you don't need them, not that they're bad for you. Because they still want to make sure that you support the fucking farmers, the fucking animal farmers, because they get the fucking subsidies and they're in bed with the fucking government. Hi, girls. And I'm sorry if I'm getting really upset, but I absolutely hate this. I hate it so much. It is sickening. The farmers make me sick, and I come from a farming family, an animal farming family. My uncle is a beef farmer, and I go to his place all the time, and I weep for the animal. I weep for my cow friends, and he farms beef. And I've been to one of his friends' places, and he's a dairy farmer, and I've seen what he does, and it's sickening. So this is my video on the dairy industry, and everywhere you go, I'm seeing these adverts pop up, especially for cheese, and it is sick and it's twisted and it's awful. When dairy is dying, we know that for a fact. Dairy's dying, and the government's getting mad about that too, because the government keeps giving them subsidies, and the government wants us to keep eating dairy. But the good news is it's dying, slowly but surely, because we're going to win this war. It just takes time. But dairy is dying, and the farmers are in a panic. The farmers are losing their minds. And they don't want to switch to crops, God forbid. They want to keep doing the same thing they've been doing forever. Because farmers don't want to invest in new machinery and rework their land for crops. Because that means spending money to make money. And they don't want to spend money to make money because they're greedy and they're lazy. When in fact, it takes more work to work dairy than it does to work crops. So, this was my video on dairy. And, of course, we already know all the horrible things about the dairy industry. This is pretty much, we know how the animals are treated. I'm just talking about how awful the industry advertising is in Canada. Now, I plan on making a whole slew of animal rights videos, because this will be an animal rights channel. And next, we're going to be talking about eggs, we're going to be talking about hunting, fishing, we're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff, or even rat traps, because I got the girls here, and we're going to be talking about why rat traps and poison have to be banned. Oh my god, oh god, because we need to live in a world where all animals are given the right to life, as much as possible. Hey girls, hey babies. So this is my video on dairy, and this video is coming up to 10 minutes now, so thank you so much for watching, and it was great to see you again, see the girls again. I'll see you soon, and tell me what you think in the comments. Please tell me whether you criticize this video, criticize me, please tell me. And I'll get back to you. I'll respond to as many comments as I can. Thank you so much.